Hey friend, welcome back to The Authentic Creative. Today we are circling around a theme that I've been writing about lately and one that keeps showing up in my own life, in retreat circles, in conversations with women everywhere, and it's this: why good girls burn out. And this episode is not about blame, it's about compassion, awareness, and reclaiming power. It's about loosening the grip of old conditioning so we can step into something freer, more alive, more true. So what we mean by, quotes, good girl. When I say good girl, when I say good girl, I'm talking about that deeply ingrained programming to be agreeable, selfless, reliable, and endlessly available, to smile, to smooth things over, to work twice as hard, to say yes, even when we're screaming no inside. And I know for me, I didn't even realize how much of my energy was wrapped up in being the good one until I hit exhaustion. And I was not considered the good kid. Actually, I was considered a very challenging kid, to put it nicely. And so much of my conditioning was not to be that challenging kid. Right? So until I looked at my own life and circumstances and dynamics and burnout, chronic fatigue that I've had for many years, many times, and realized it wasn't mine. It belonged everywhere else. Glennon Doyle captures it perfectly in her book Untamed. Quotes, "When a woman finally learns that pleasing the world is impossible, she becomes free to learn how to please herself." And in breathwork, I say at the beginning, let yourself off the hook, not only of the expectations of how it should be or how it should feel or how it should look, but why don't you let yourself off the expectations of even pleasing yourself? Even pleasing yourself, let yourself off the hook of that for these expectations we put on ourselves. Isn't that stunning? Pleasing the world is impossible. There's always going to be something wrong. There's always going to be a judgment on anything that you do. And yet, so many of us are still exhaustively trying. So let's talk about what it costs us, the cost of being, quotes, good. The constant yes, the compromising, the overfull plates, the silent resentment, which causes toxicity, the body that whispers or screams through fatigue, then begs through illness, then finally collapses. So many times we actually, as women, go inward with our judgment, with our guilt, with our fear, with our punishment, when we don't speak up for ourselves. This is not just poetic, it is psychological. Chronic people-pleasing keeps the nervous system in a state of fawn. I didn't even understand how often and how much I was fawning my whole life, or freeze. And that means we're stuck. I've been working with a breathwork client who is just going through some massive challenges in her life. And when we're doing our breathwork, normally she's great. She's breathing, she's doing the work, she's crying, she's screaming. And lately in our past few sessions, I can see her nervous system is just in complete freeze. And just even getting a sip of air in is a victory. So the freeze or the fawn means we're stuck in hypervigilance. And I realize that is one of my main ways of being, or shut down. And instead of moving through natural cycles of rest and renewal, burnout becomes inevitable. And you see this rising popularity of coaches that are specified for burnout, because usually we serve in the ways of what we need. We're just, most of us, working towards healing a version of ourselves through the service that we give. We are being the answer to what our little child needed. And so here's the paradox. We think being, quotes, good will protect us. And this will make us safe, loved, accepted in a sense of belonging, but it actually erodes us from the inside. And Glennon Doyle, again, she says, quotes, every time you're given a choice between disappointing someone else and disappointing yourself, your duty is to disappoint that someone else. Your job is to disappoint as many people as it takes to avoid disappointing yourself. That goes counter to our conditioning deeply. That one just stops me in my tracks every time. And Brené Brown's research backs this up. She writes, quotes, daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. It's a reframe. Boundaries are not rejection. They are self-respect. This is so challenging to unlearn because it is just so ingrained in us. Even when we're aware of it, we tend to go back to those decisions that just won't rock the boat. The conditioning has become our inner dialogue. So inside of us, we think we might be doing what's best for us, or we might be setting a boundary, but actually, once again, we've given in to what other people are wanting. So why we burn out? Why do good girls burn out? Because our culture rewards it. We're praised for being nice, helpful, compliant. We're rewarded for perfectionism. And that's where Brené Brown's words cut to the heart. Quotes, perfectionism is not the same thing as striving to be your best. Perfectionism is not the same thing as striving to be your best. Perfectionism is the belief that if we do things perfectly, whatever that means, right? We can minimize or avoid the pain of blame, judgment, and shame. That's it. The good girl archetype is tangled with perfectionism, which, as we know, is a coping mechanism. It's a trauma response to try to be perfect. We're trying to outrun shame by doing it all right. And that's the other thing I say in breathwork is I say, what if you don't have to do it right? You don't have to do this right. But the finish line doesn't exit. And so we run ourselves into the ground. The toll isn't just emotional, it's physical, insomnia, autoimmune flare-ups, depression, creative blocks. We pay for our goodness with our vitality. It literally drains our energy. So the path forward. So what's the way through? It begins with a radical reframe. Instead of being, quotes, good, what if we chose to be whole, authentic, radiant, true? This is where Brené Brown offers us a daily practice. Quotes, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. That's the invitation. And in real life, that looks like pausing before we say yes, listening when your body says enough, letting relationships recalibrate when you stop over-giving, saying no as a holy act of self-trust. It's not about swinging to selfishness. It's about balance, about living from a place where your needs matter as much as anyone else's. So yes, maybe good girls do burn out, but whole women rise. And I'll leave you with a reflection from Glennon Doyle's Untamed journal. Quotes, what would you do if you trusted yourself more than you trusted the world's expectations of you? Let that one sit in your body for a moment. What would you do if you trusted yourself more than you trusted the world's expectations of you? And deep breath. Thank you for being in this conversation with me. And if you want to share anything that came up for you, you can find me over on Instagram at Thornton. I love hearing reflections. And if you're craving spaces where we practice this together, listening to the body, listening to your heart, opening, grounding, rooting in to your truth, dropping the masks, in sisterhood, in breathwork, in Reiki, in retreat space, you are always welcome to join me. And deep breath. Until next time, take care of your beautiful self. Keep expanding your capacity to feel good, one breath at a time. Do you ever feel like you're pouring out for everyone else while your own well runs dry? Do you long for a space where you can stop performing, stop managing, stop holding it all together, and simply be held? That is what the Goddess of Light retreats are for. For 3 nights on the banks of the Sandy River at Mount Hood, you're invited to lay it all down, to breathe deeply, to let the noise fall away, and to remember the part of you that's radiant, whole, and free. You'll be nourished by Chef Marnie and the Bastion team with meals that feel like medicine. You'll be opened through sound and Reiki with Dawn's healing vibrations. You'll be moved to tears by the music of Lola Christine and Megan Sky. You'll be held in ceremony, breathwork, sisterhood, and laughter that remind you what it feels like to come alive again with me. This is not just a little getaway. This is a homecoming, a chance to release the exhaustion, the self-doubt, the constant doing, and to walk away anchored in joy, confidence, and a circle of women who sees you. Upcoming dates, March 15th to 18th, 2026, May 3rd to the 6th, and October 4th to the 7th, 2026. Spaces are limited because the circle is intimate by design. If your heart is whispering yes, answer it. Reserve your place. Link in the show notes. Come home to yourself. Come be a part of the light. Today's conversation stirred something in you. Here are a few ways we can go deeper together. So the Authentic Creative Podcast, where you are now, make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss more conversations like this. And if you loved this one, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Goddess of Light retreats, sacred gatherings in Mount Hood Village, Oregon, along the Sandy River, where we step away from the noise and remember ourselves through breathwork, Reiki-infused ceremony, sisterhood, nourishment. You can explore upcoming retreats, link in the show notes, or go onto Instagram at Thornton. Find me, email me, however you want to do it. Let's get on a conversation about that. One-on-one work for private Reiki, breathwork, Akashic sessions where we can go right into your unique medicine. You can connect with me directly. And then coming soon, Zoom community. This is going to be a low-cost circle for breathwork, cacao, spiritual tools, soul-deep connection from anywhere in the world. So you can reply to this, reach out to me once again. Thank you for being here, for listening, for expanding your capacity to feel good alongside me. I'm sending you love, and I can't wait to connect again soon. Loving you.